the people.
Yeah. To be careful, because he'll just start doing some stupid-ass melee attack. Okay.
I've managed to steal the plans for a new battleship and frigate. Transmitting the data now.
Ready, sir.
Is it invulnerable? No, it's still getting reduced. Interesting. Look at all those points left, too, thanks to stealing dock technology.
The building atop Grigor's bunker has been destroyed, but he has survived safely underground.
Oh.
By the time the rubble can be cleared away from the bunker's entrance, it will be too late to stop the crocodile and his armies.
We lose because we destroyed Grigor's headquarters, meaning Grigor II is victorious. So is Ukraine, which seems pretty not what happened, but... Alright, so let's not do that.
Awaiting orders. Ready, sir. As you command.
Alright, did I start building these other... Yeah, let's get rid of you guys. I'll have my nuclear bomber circle my own base, and we won't blow them up this time.
Sir, yes, sir.
Affirmative.
Alright, so...
Yes, Commander.
The crocodile will survive deep underground and win if you destroy all of his followers, and he has a reputation as being an evil murderer using future technology.
Comrade?
Gonna steal super hospital technology. That really wouldn't make sense, but it might be fun anyway. So,
Yes, Commander?
I can't think of any reason why Molly wouldn't just murder this asshole, but let's see how it ends if she goes up to the headquarters. Molly, the character we've grown to know so well during this campaign.
It should be safe to enter the bunker now. Just have to blow the door.
Come on, door. I assume you can't do this if you haven't killed Grigor II.
Grigor Stoyanovich, I presume? I've come a long way to
Your
speak with you.
dreadlocks are amazing.
An American? You have come a long way indeed. I will give you 1 minute to explain your business here before I have you shot.
Dude.
A friend of mine
That's
hoped
kinda
you could be
rude.
persuaded from heading down the wrong path. In the future, your noble legacy will be perverted, and millions will die because of it. Your name
Why
will
does she
become
think its legacy is
synonymous
noble
with
at all? Or
evil.
is she being sarcastic?
Lies! When the robot came to me, it explained everything about what is to come. The battles, the conquests, the glory.
Murdering
Do you
Cuba.
really think I would have done any less myself had I lived long enough? So what if the short-sighted people of your time curse my name, so long as they are my slaves? But enough of this. My destiny awaits. Guards!
Oh, so he's not as cool as
I
we
hoped it wouldn't
hoped
come
he
to
would
this.
be.
No, actually I did. I've seen too many friends die because of you. And now it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she even bothered to try to talk him out of it. Or why no one shot at her.
I feel the tug of the time vortex pulling me back. But what future will I return to? One that is better or worse?
Wow, that is a hell of a line read. Well done, lady. You are amazing. Alright, well, we're not actually going to go with that, because to me, that one's just silly. I mean, the true ending has to be like, as silly as this game can be, they're trying to build some drama. Wow, that was incredible. The voice acting of that lady is amazing, but to the extent that there is a little bit of drama, it is built around the idea of
Yes, Commander.
the guy who had worshipped Grigor
Yes, Commander?
as a hero
Ready, sir.
Da, Gobret.
and wasn't really prepared to accept that he had truly turned evil with his, future robot death machine.
Yes, Commander?
Molly will stay behind. She has 85 damage and 88 range.
Ready, sir.
She's actually not as good as just one of these troops.
Yes, Commander?
Okay, she has about more than 5 times the hit points of one of those troops. So otherwise, she's actually not as good as those troops. General Molotov is
Yes, Commander.
way more powerful than Molly. Why is Molly so terrible?
Ready, sir.
Oh, but she's a hero. Oh, she has, she has Battle Cry. So that's why she's a strategist hero, not a warrior hero.
It should be safe to enter the bunker now. Just have to blow the door.
Whew, whew. See, that is me blowing. Whew, whew. What if this would be word for word the same? Except, like, maybe him saying,
Greetings, General Grigor.
Grigor will probably
You don't
exactly the
know
same
me
words.
yet, but my name is Molotov, and I have come.
To be
I know
murdered by
perfectly
you.
well who
Oh.
you are. My robotic servant told me all about your treachery. The only thing I don't understand is how a once good man could betray his people. Perhaps you were never more than half a man.
Wait, seriously?
Your mechanical namesake is the traitor. Because of him, millions of innocent people will die, and the name of Grigor and Novaya Russia will be cursed.
Don't you
among
think you could
all
at
the
least
nations
pretend
of
to
the
be
world.
nice to me now that you are at
Lies.
my mercy?
When the robot came to me, it explained everything about what is to come. The battles, the conquests, the glory.
I love it.
Do you really think I would have done any less myself had I lived long enough? So what if the short-sighted people of your time curse my name, so long as they are my slaves? But enough of this. My destiny awaits.
But your
Guards!
destiny is to
I
get
had
killed.
truly hoped
What
I
the
would
hell,
come
man?
here and find a rational man. Grigor, champion of the Russian people. Instead, I find a madman and a tyrant. Forgive me, but I cannot allow your nightmare to become my reality.
Ah, I do not forgive you. Ah. You murdered the greatest Russian of all time. Murder future robot man.
I feel the tug of the time vortex, pulling me back. But what future will I return to? One that is better or worse?
Wow. I think that was slightly better than the Molly Ryan read, but still terrible. Wow, what a cheesy end. That's kind of an amazingly cheesy end of the campaign, but you see Future Lightning. Oh, because that's where Molly was, so she also... No, wait, Molly was down here. Did she have Future Lightning? No, all my troops are gone. What the hell? Alright, well... So this is part of Ukraine. But this was a little area that was inaccessible, so that we could have a cinematic take place there. As you can see, we basically full cleared the map. They never built submarines and frigates and shit. And honestly, like a whole fleet of like Russian battleships or Novaya Russia battleships here harassing your men as they attack these bases would have been annoying. But instead, I made like that was a fun mission. I enjoyed that one. It's one of the tougher missions because you really have to, for the first time in a long time, really fall back on towers. Yeah, all my troops are gone because of future stuff, I guess. So I can't even see if my wood choppers are still alive. And there are little bits of wildlife that are still alive, like the handful of deer that managed to avoid the non-stop like nuclear annihilation going on here. But these, like, you know, it's the flip side starting scenario where you take over this city and you have a technology advantage, but you're able to get this city and these cities to become your allies. This city, and Ukraine can all become your allies, which makes taking on Voronezh easy. And then the opposite, where these cities are all part of the same block. We did fully clear it out, though. I think, ultimately, I do remember years ago finding this to be fun and interesting, but not as difficult as the second campaign where you take over all of Europe. And this time I stumbled on... Like, I just made a decision. I was a big turtler in RTS back in the day, because I used to play the campaigns against the computer, and I didn't play other humans often. So I would just turtle. And against the AI, that's usually fine. But that second scenario, where you're trying to take over Europe, aggression is the absolute way to go. Whereas here, it was falling much back on my turtle instincts. But I definitely had fun with this one. Only at the very end... like those Guardians, I feel like if we had not built Guardians and we had just gone with infantry, but we still had all the Civ bonuses to infantry, we just weren't using Guardian infantry, I think they still probably would have done pretty good. Although it might be the damage type changes with the laser weapons and they become more effective. But alternately, and I'm not going to do this again, but another way to do it, it might have been fun to just go through with... mobile anti-tank guns to fight the mechs, but I was kind of expecting them to be more effective than they were. It was the towers, and I did not need to build, like, there were laser towers were available to me from the beginning. I did not need to build, although wait, no, Molly Ryan, I think there was a plot scene where she told them how to build laser towers. And now that I think about it, that makes a lot of sense. I think the mech's armor type, because there are damage types and armor types in this game, I think maybe bullets were doing like very little, because even the anti-tank guns and the tanks, which we built up here in range of the hospital, which made them more effective than they would have been, but they still weren't that great. It was the laser towers that we were really dependent on. So I feel like I thought I remembered winning this game years ago as a kid and not really using the Spies to Steal technology that much. But then again, it's so long, I might have made a point, and I wouldn't even remember if I made a point of like building my own robot army to win at the end. Either way, it's weird that at the map at the end you can't see your own troops, but you can see that this place, which just had lots of buildings and no walls, is just gone. Whereas up here, all we have left are walls and a few facilities that weren't of any use, because they kept trying to rebuild up here. Like, as long as they... Well, no, they had that's a town center. That can build units. That can build workers. It's not just a gathering point. But basically, as long as they had any military structures at all up here, they were constantly trying to rebuild, which is not the way the AI in this game often works. So the AI was being more like a real, StarCraft 2 WoW, not WoW, a Warcraft 3, like, somewhat later RTS AI in terms of trying to rebuild and not just giving up. But then again, that's not that advanced a thing, because I in the last couple of years, I dicked around a bit with the campaigns in Age of Empires 2, and it's really frustrating as the Mongolians in their early campaigns. You don't really have good siege, which means it takes forever to destroy buildings, and the AI just keeps building. Like, you've got horse archers and troops that have completely overwhelmed them, and anything they produce is going to die really quickly, but they just keep producing out of everything and constantly trying to rebuild. Like, you hit this point where they can't beat you anymore, but they make you play for another hour before they fall, because you've got, like, no decent siege weapons. Anyway, this is it. I had said I wasn't going to bother to do the expansion campaign. I'm not sure. I was getting into the Novaya Russia one by the end. It's more fun than the other campaigns because it is a little fictional story where you don't know where it's going. Cheesy as hell, but I did like it. Part of me even wants to say, oh yeah, that's really captured the imagination of fans. Even today, people wonder what's going to happen to Molotov and Mali, and then I realized, no, the reason I say that is because on the wiki there's like one person's short clearly not original. English is clearly not. I don't mean this as an insult, but like pretty clear that English is not their native language, and they've written a fanfic, very short fanfic about what they think happens next. I think that was enough to see, and that's probably been on this wiki for 10 years. But even that was enough to make me think, like, yeah, there's like this underground community that still loves Empire Earth, and they do wonder what's going to happen next. And I think in the expansion campaigns, which are one of them is set in the future past this, Novaya Russia is mentioned, but it's not like Grigor 2 never happens, I guess. But what happens to Mali and what happens to Molotov? Do they remember what happened when they return to the future? We don't really know, folks, because we don't really get an ending. Let's just get our closing screen for the mission, that is. Like, the scenarios don't really... The campaigns don't have endings. It's not like Warcraft 3 or even StarCraft. We're not going to get, like, a sweet propaganda film about the United Earth Directorate. But, we certainly... Yeah, we killed 3 units for every unit that we lost. Ushi Party lost 1274 because Ukraine killed 43 units. Grigor II personally killed... Wait, no. He's not just the one guy. So he lost 15, which means that some subset of their force was considered Grigor II. But Ushi Party, they lost a lot. They had 3 conversions. But we had the biggest army size overall. And Vorens was just like marching around the fucking map, not doing anything. Like, I never really understood that. They did lose a unit in all of this, but they just had this force marching around. I guess they would have been forced into combat if we hadn't built the defenses as far away from the town center as we did early. But they never went on offense, and I don't know that they would have lasted very long. But poor Ukraine is just there to get beaten up in this game. So we had a wonder? Oh, the Spy Center, I think, was considered a wonder. There was a tribute sent received, which I thought was why we worked with Ukraine, but it doesn't seem to have been tracked the way that I thought it would be. So poor Ukraine did get wiped out about halfway through that game. And then I kept building in spikes and then getting it, like, yeah, this is like one of those things. I think this might be where we just got all of our Guardians got nuked. But I think Grigor's forces were just... Maybe the forces that warped in weren't as significant as I thought. Maybe it was them building futuristic units out of their production structures. Because I think there's like a warp in, and then we killed them, and then we killed them. That can't be right, though. Like, unless they're on higher difficulties, they warp in more often. And in Vorens, I don't even see where they lost that unit that they were supposed to have lost. They were just hanging around at that same the whole time. So this is basically it. Maybe these are the warp, but no, I think this was them building, and then this is probably around the time we finally took out that town. I don't know. It was a weird one. I thought this was a weird one. So they got to Epoch 14, and we were stuck playing in 13, although we got individual bits of technology. But there you go. That's it. In the Novaya Russia campaign, some asshole who is like a political dissident flees, and I was not clear. He was a streetwise young man named Grigor. I wasn't clear on how he had future technology. Like, they didn't really imply that he was this brilliant scientist himself. He ran into some weird chubby dude on a like hoverboard who built Grigor II. But like, I remember enjoying in a kind of like hey kind of way the early scenario where you are at a technological advantage over your opponents. And there was something darkly fun about building this like fascist empire. But it's not that long. Like, fairly quickly we're into this, like... I like the premise of the Chinese mission, where all you can build are robots, and you have to use your forces to capture robot facilities because you don't have any human workers. But after that, it switches to this, like, I think a few more campaigns where you're playing as Grigor would have helped the campaign to flow better. But it was definitely, it was interesting fun. It was a change of pace. Like, I think I have fond memories of Empire Earth in large part because, like, StarCraft was a hard game when I played it back in the day. And Warcraft 3 I found generally to be less difficult than StarCraft, but still, I love an RTS with some story and character. And this... when the Empire Earth guys just decided to write their own campaign rather than trying to do little snippets of history. Like, you know, my favorite quote from this game is now going to be horse pasturing Argos, and then Pelops dying as he talks about horse pasturing Argos from very early in the series. But no, I mean, I think the thing that I remembered best about this years later was the very early part of the Greek campaign, where you had 2 or 3 episodes or scenarios in a row that really were connected to each other, and then the Novaya Russia. And I don't know if the campaigns in the expansion are not as fondly remembered, but I mean, I love me an RTS where there's some story and like it builds some drama. So I was really hoping the new thing. I'm hearing bad things mostly from the StarCraft community about this, like, StarCraft-esque game. I'm blanking on the name of it now. It's not called Overwatch. It's something Watch. Stormgate. Is it called Stormgate? Yeah, there's a new kickstarted game from ex-Blizzard developers who worked on, like, StarCraft 2 and stuff. And I'm hearing mostly bad things about it, and that's a shame, because I really want it to be good. I want there to be I can relax and play it, and I don't have to be very good as long as I'm playing solo story mode. I don't have to be any good at the game. I just enjoy a game like that with a story, and Empire Earth managed to do that. And I think for that it is to be lauded, because the expansion is not as well loved, and then Empire Earth 2 is not as well loved, and Empire Earth 3 didn't have single-player campaigns at all. I guess it was trying to get into that, like, some kind of early proto-esports competitive mode, or that just seemed like too much work. I don't know. But I will always have a soft spot for Grigor II, the giant robot that trudges around lecturing people about evil. And Molotov, who was not very well voice acted, but at least he's better than Molly Ryan. Will her future be better, or what? There's a lot about this game that's just cheesy and awful, and it actually holds an unusually large place in my heart. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing the expansion. I don't know that I'm going to get to it quickly, because I got some other things I want to do first, but I just have this weird separation anxiety now as I stare at Grigor II's giant evil crotch, where maybe I'll give it a try, but no promises. So if you'd be interested, let me know. And keep your eyes peeled for more content from Serious JG. Thanks for watching, guys. Dos Vidania, future space comrades.